the greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. This quote isn't just something I found on Google. It was said by famous psychologist William James in the late 1800s and has been with me throughout my entire life. Hi, my name is Logan Bass. I'm an 11th grade student at Northbriar Preparatory School, and like many other students, I face enormous pressure. This ranges from academics, social, extracurricular commitments, and the exhausting college application process. There are times where I felt powerless, as though stress had taken control over my life. But then I discovered this quote, and it completely changed how I viewed stress. Stress isn't just something that happens to us in a moment, it's how we choose to perceive it afterwards. And I know I'm not alone. In a self-coordinated study I conducted, 100% of high schoolers said that they had a stress moment that ruined their mood for the entire day. In this talk, I hope to share 4 key areas of a student's life that really affect our stress and how we can change our perspective to help improve our own mental health. Let's start off with our first section, academics. Academics, the stress factory machine. I'm taking an abundance of college-level classes. Calculus, U.S. history, the list goes on and on and on. And that means countless hours of homework, studying, and test taking. Oh my gosh, it is absolutely awful. And you may think, Logan, how am I supposed to do all of this, yet still get an adequate amount of sleep? Spoiler alert, I have no idea. And it's not even just the workload. It's the expectations. Teachers, parents, heck, even ourselves. We have this goal and desire to be perfect 100% all the time. And even when we give 110% of our effort, we still feel like we fall short. And I know this is true because back in October of 2023, I was in this history class, right? AP World History. That class should be fine, right? It's in our AP History class. And then we get given this project. We had to research about a certain topic and then make a poster board out of it. Seems simple enough, right? So I get in my group, we do the research, and then I get back my grade, an 85%. Oh my gosh, an 85, it's the end of the world. My GPA is screwed, all of that. And then I realized I was thinking of the extrinsic reward, not that intrinsic feeling of motivation and learning. It sounds cliche, right? But it's absolutely true. Learning is an actual experience. And I took what I had from that project, and I carried it forward to my learning. Also, it's okay to not be perfect all the time. It's okay to not get 100% on every single test, because in the end, it's that intrinsic feeling that you get out of learning. Let's move on to a more serious topic. Social. I had this feeling to be on all the time around all my peers, to feel happy, to not show any of my weaknesses, because I'm worried what would happen I was worried what was going to happen between myself and my friends, what they would think of me, what my parents would think of me. When I was suffering through a bunch of family struggles around a year back, it was hard, especially upon myself. I had to learn to cope with it. And how I coped with it was to put into the back of my mind. That's not the way to do it. I remember going into school, feeling I had to be on all the time around my peers, while this unconscious thought in the back of my head around all the issues that was happening back at home. It really ruined my mental health throughout the entire day. It's okay to share out. Obviously to those you feel most comfortable with, but it really is okay to share out to those you feel that they can support you. Parents, teachers, friends. There's always been a stereotype that friends aren't really there to support you through all this hard stuff, just through the simple stuff. But when you feel comfortable enough to share out to those you feel most comfortable with, it really does improve your own mental health a lot, because that unconscious thought in the back of your mind, not there anymore, and I feel a lot less stressed compared to when I was before. Let's move on to our next topic. Look at this, extracurricular activities. So here are the 4th, 5th, and 6th grader teams that I mentor for. They do robotics. And funny enough, I am not with my 6th grade team today at Orlando because I am here. So 6th grade team, if you are watching this, I wish you guys the best of luck. But this is the type of stuff I love to do. I love extracurricular activities. I love volunteer work because it really does make me feel I have a purpose, to share what my experience has been to them. And they have so much fun doing it. But then there's the other side of extracurricular activities in high school. It's the need to check off a box for your college application. Sorry, Ethan, but I'm gonna count you out here. So my brother Ethan, around October of 2022, we had this PB&J event that the Interact Club was holding. And he was like, Logan, we have this PB&J event, and you get to make PB&Js for the homeless. I'm like, oh, yes, that sounds like so much fun. And then he brought up another comment. And it'll help you get hours so you can pass a 100-hour requirement. And then I thought to myself, yeah, I love doing PB&Js, making those PB&Js for the homeless. That sounds absolutely awesome. But then on the other side, the other part, checking off that box for having 100 hours required, it kind of sucked the joy out of it because it felt like I had to do it. I had to do this volunteer work so I can just check off that 100 hours. Not because I truly wanted to, which to be fair, I did want to do PB&Js, but because it had to check off in our box. So really, to conclude, for extracurricular activities, it's important to do the stuff that really feels like it's important to do the activities that would really boost your mental morale. Let's go on to the final section, the college application process. Ooh, gosh. If you're not in 11th grade yet, oh my gosh, it is, SATs. So my parents, they said to me, Logan, you have this tutoring session for SATs coming up, your first one, and you have to get that 1,600 so you can get into the college you wanted to. Yeah, I'm going to get that 1,600, yeah. And then the essays, that 650-word requirement essay, along with those supplemental essays for each college. That is a lot for over 12 schools I'm going to apply to. And then also determining the type of school I want to go to, big school, small school, medium-sized school. So many different options to choose from. And I feel like I need to live up to go to the highest level, Ivy League, those top 10 schools for my major. But in reality, it's not healthy to have that type of pressure on yourself, to have all these types of requirements needed to get into college, especially the top college, the one that everyone strives for. But in reality, it's okay to go to not the top college. Because in the end, maybe that not the top college, A, will make you feel better during your high school life because your mind wouldn't be on college applications all the time. But B, you may feel like you may fit in better within that college, not just because it's a top level, not because it's not a top level university, but you may connect to the people more, to the activities more, to the football games more. So reality, don't look at the college application process as a way to look at the top mark. Look as a way to go into a college that you'll spend the next 4 years in, that you'll be truly happy. So here's the deal. Everyone's going to have stress, whether it's sports, SATs, academics, social. That's just a fact. But it's how we choose to manage that stress. Obviously, it's okay to have that little bit of stress because in the end, that little bit of stress will in fact motivate us to accomplish big dreams. But when we break that threshold, that's really when we start to break down within our mental morale. And that's what William James said when he said the greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. Because in reality, it really is choosing those brighter thoughts over those more dismal thoughts so we can dream big. Thank you.